Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the late video. Been a busy, busy, busy day. I have been just on the go. Uh, got my car fixed. Got it home last night to my mom's. Um, I got it started up. I fixed it before I went to detox. I just needed to jump it and see if it started, and it did. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I've never fixed my own car before, and brought it home today. I don't know how it made it home, or I mean last night. Worked on it today. I had a spark plug wire that wasn't even connected to the spark plug. The boot was like melted off or broke off. I don't know how. And then another boot wasn't even on the spark plug either. Hanging on it was a brand new spark plug that I think my uncle was gonna put in for me, but never did. So it was just hanging there. It's crazy. Um, where the what's it called? There's a plug that goes to like the ignition, something or other, to the distributor. I replaced that because there's a little spark last night that was like a zapper, a taser thing. That's kind of every now and again it would do that. So I was at Lowe's last night and I'm like, something ain't right with this car, man. It's gonna blow up on me. But I replaced the front right tire. So got a brand new tire, and also something else cool happened. I found a tutor underneath my driver's seat door. Okay, sorry about the brief little pause. My mom opened the door a little bit. I thought she was going to say something, so I turned off the video. But anyway, um, what was I talking about? The car. Got the car running. Um, Moving into the Oxford house tomorrow. If I get the 150, which should happen tomorrow. I have something in place with my baseball cards. They were supposed to come today and buy them, but they didn't. So I had a dear friend of mine um, offer to help me. I told her I'm good right now, although I really, really appreciate it. You have no idea. I just feel like I think I'm just tired of taking handouts. I want to try to do it on my own, but if needed, I will ask you. I promise. Um, and also, when I was cleaning out my car today, I was I moved my seat forward. I found a little tutor, which is a little straw, plastic straw, used to smoke fentanyl with, um, full of fentanyl or full of residue. I could have cleaned it out. I could have gotten high off it for a couple days, uh, but it's funny because it didn't even cross my mind to use it. Like my immediate, instant reaction was grab it, get it to my mom, let her dispose of it. Which is weird because I normally would have put it away and saved it for a rainy day, But it was one of those choices I had to make, and I couldn't think about it too long. If I thought about it too long, I would have made the wrong choice. Um, I don't regret it for a single second either because I've already tried this numerous times. I've tried so many times to control it and to dabble in it. It's just physically not possible. I've tried limiting my amounts, the days I use it, what type of drug I use. Nothing works, and this time there's more consequences involved if I relapse. I have so much at stake. Not to mention my life first and foremost, because the way I was using, I think if I was to go back out after already having 38 days sober, I think I would probably overdose. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to die today. I really don't. I want to have my son in my life. I enjoy having my mom back in my life, which is great, which I wouldn't have if I was using. And life's just it's coming together, and it's great. I love it, and it could for you as well. You just got to make that choice on your own. But it was a good day today. Um, I have something here I was gonna read. It's out of the Daily Reflections. It's just like it's a it's like a daily little. It's got like a quote and then like a little thing, but I'll just read it and maybe it hits home for some of you. I don't know. It's from AA. It's September 22nd. A limitless load. Like a gaunt prospector, belt drawn in over the last ounce of food, our pick struck gold. Joy at our release from a lifetime of frustration knew no bounds. Father feels he has struck something better than gold. For a time he may try to hug the new treasure to himself. He may not see at once that he has barely scratched a limitless load, which will pay off dividends only if he mines it for the rest of his life and insists on giving away the entire product. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 128 through 29. When I talk with a newcomer, when I talk with a newcomer to AA, my past looks me straight in the face. I see the pain in those hopeful eyes. I extend my hand, and then the miracle happens. I become healed. My problems vanish as I reach out to this trembling soul. That's cool. That's good stuff. Um, I like that because that's almost like the basis of the whole program. I don't know a lot about it all. Okay, so I'm not claiming to be a pro or an expert at this. I'm not. What I do know though is somebody asked me the other day if going to meetings was difficult because um, are there like stragglers there or people using hanging out there in the parking lot and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes, but not usually. Um, but like if I was to go to one today and I saw somebody with 3 days sober, you can look them right in the face and you can see the pain they're going through and the struggle they're going through, and it almost reminds you, without you having to figure out for yourself, what you went through before you got sober. Like my old videos, I won't watch any of them because I just don't like them. I don't like the look in my eye. I don't like the way I felt when I was doing them. And it's all just bullshit and lies, most of it. Um, but I can look back if I ever forget the consequences of my using. I can go back, or if I forget the pain I was in, I go back and watch them, and I could remember very quickly what I felt like, what I looked like, what I was going through. Because it's very important, I think, to feel the shame and the regret and um, feel ashamed for what you did. Um, Now, I don't mean beat yourself up over it. You got to forgive yourself and give yourself a break, but I think it's important to remember it because then that can keep you from going back out and using. Um, the whole basis of us getting and staying sober is helping other alcoholics and addicts. So they say. Um, and I found it true for me. When I'm helping somebody else, my problems seem very small, or they seem to not really go away, but they seem to like solve themselves, in a weird way, um, because I'm given to others and not just being greedy and taken. Uh, Miracles happen that way. It's like what you put out in the world, you get back. If you do shitty things, you get shitty results. If you do good things, sometimes you still get shitty results, but they're not what do they call them? They call them Cadillac problems. Like my biggest problem right now is worrying about how to get $150 from my Oxford house tomorrow. And I bet there's people out there that wish that was all they had to worry about right now. So that's a small little drop in the bucket. Not even a problem because it's going to get handled. Not worried about it. I gave it to God. He's going to, however it's supposed to work out, it's going to work out. Most likely I'll be able to move in without it. I don't think that's going to be the deal breaker, so I'm not worried about it. But my point being is like, you know, people are stressing like, oh, how am I going to get my insurance paid this month? Or, you know, uh, those kind of problems when there's people out there that have to worry about where their next meal's going to come from, or if their tent's going to get broke into, or if their kids have diapers, so like real problems. And I'm not saying your problems aren't real, not at all. I'm just saying I'm just trying. I think I'm just trying to express that I'm grateful for the problems I have today because they could be worse. and they once were worse, you know. Um, and one of the things that I struggled with when I first got sober, when the thought of ever getting sober came to mind, was how in the fuck am I gonna have fun sober? Like that sounded so boring to me, especially when I was a bad alcoholic. Because without my whiskey, I couldn't have fun. I couldn't have fun at all. It just didn't fathom me. I couldn't go to the lake, couldn't go camping, couldn't go on road trips, couldn't do anything without drinking. Um, Now I just couldn't imagine camping with alcohol. I mean, I would fall in the fire. I was lighting bottle rockets out of my ass on 4th of July. I was doing some stupid, stupid stuff. And, uh, and yeah, you heard me right. Bottle rockets out of my ass. Um, there's pictures to prove it. um, but there's a lot of stuff you could do in sobriety. It's not boring at all. It's actually quite the opposite. Um, One of the biggest things that I find fun, uh, well, not really fun, but one of the biggest rewards I found is being able to sit in peace and not have my head just scrambling. You know, always thinking about what I'm gonna do, how am I gonna get money. You know, getting that whole that whole daily thing is such a chore. I would much rather have a 10-hour like hard ass job than deal with that again. That was horrible. Um, but so many things. Camping, go camping sober. It's really really fun. It's nice to wake up the next day and not have strange burns on you and wonder what happened or wake up in somebody else's tent. You know, um, go on road trips, which are really fun. And a lot of recovery and gatherings. There's barbecues. There's just the meetings themselves are fun. Um, Going to sit at somebody's house and just hang out with somebody sober is actually pretty enjoyable. You can sit and have meaningful conversations. Um, I find that I like reading books when I have the time. It's quiet, is fun. Going for walks is fun. Playing with the dogs are fun. Um, I had a blast working on my car today. It was frustrating, but like it was fun because I was doing it myself, and it was really cool. And the list goes on and on. There's so many things you can do that's fun in sobriety. Um, like anything you want. Like the doors aren't shut at all. Like you can do whatever you want in life, pretty much. You know. Um, I'm gonna go to school. You know, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be challenging, but I like a good challenge. You know, um, especially a challenge that I want to do. You know, not a challenge I'm forced to do. Um, I'm gonna get enrolled here. Hopefully, as soon as I get in the Oxford House, I'm trying to do like one step at a time. Like my next move, kind of like my next move is getting in this Oxford House because that's gonna propel me to the next step. I think. Um, and in order to do that, I need a running car, insurance, and uh, the application fee. The car is running, so that can get me moved there. That can get me to school. That can get me to work. That can get me to whatever meetings, um, and stuff like that. So things are really good today, and I honestly wouldn't change it for anything. Even the fact that I'm a fentanyl addict or ex-fentanyl addict and an alcoholic, I'm extremely grateful for that because it puts me in a position to help somebody else struggling. You know, it's easier to relate to somebody that has 38 days sober than I think 10 years. You know, when I would go to meetings in the past, I'd go to all these old timer meetings and they'd have 15 years and 20 years and um, I heard what they said, but it just didn't. I don't know. The guy next to me that would have, you know, 90 days. Um, I would hear what he had to say more than anything because he still has that pain in his voice and you know he knows the struggle and and the life that all these people have like in recovery, it's amazing. I have not heard not one person talk about how they got sober and they just have a shitty life. I have not heard that at all, not once. Um, I mean, if that's you, tell me about it. I'd love to hear about it. Um, Now, meaning white knuckling it, okay? No meetings, no support group, no nothing. Just taking away the drugs and alcohol, which isn't, excuse me, that's not enough for me. Um, removing the alcohol and drugs is just that's like the first thing because I'm still a piece of shit without them. Unless I do the work required to change this and change this. Um, you gotta walk different, talk different. You gotta the only thing you gotta change is everything. You gotta change everything, but it's so fucking worth it. And I wouldn't change it for the world today. Even if I can go back in time and not be a drug addict, I don't think I would. I think I'd stick it out just how I am today because someday my past will be used for good. I think, you know. So, anyways, I rambled on way too long. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Every day when I read your comments, it really, really makes my day positive. And if I wake up in a grumpy mood, I hop on there and I read them, and it just makes me so happy. So thank you. You help my recovery more than you know. I think more than anybody understands. So thank you. I love all you guys, and I hope you guys have a safe night.